Exams officers are likely to be involved when it comes to submitting internally assessed marks and coursework samples to Cambridge. Examples of coursework include projects, fieldwork, art and craft items, internally assessed speaking tests, and practical work. This video shows you how coursework samples should be selected, packed, and submitted. The term coursework refers to any component specified in a Cambridge syllabus that is marked in the school, either by the school's teachers or by other local teachers, and is then moderated by Cambridge. Selecting coursework samples. You'll find information on how to select coursework samples in your Cambridge Administrative Guide. You need to work with the relevant subject teachers to make sure coursework samples are selected according to our criteria. The process for selecting non-coursework speaking test samples is different. Please read the Selecting and Submitting Non-Coursework Speaking Test Samples section of the Cambridge Administrative Guide for more information. There are 5 simple steps to follow to make sure you select the right coursework samples. Read the Selecting and Submitting Coursework Samples section of the Cambridge Administrative Guide. There are some particular arrangements for specific syllabuses. Follow these if relevant. For all other coursework, we ask you to select the sample. There is a table in the Selecting and Submitting Coursework Samples section of the Administrative Guide that tells you the number of candidates for which you should select coursework. This number depends on the number of entries you made for the coursework component. The sample should be selected evenly from across the mark range, making sure you include at least one candidate with the highest mark and at least one with the lowest mark. Work with the relevant subject teachers to prepare the coursework for submission. You need to send us all the coursework that contributed to the final mark for the component for each of the candidates you select. For UK centres, the process is slightly different. For all other coursework components, we select the sample of candidates for you. A month before the deadline, we will email you the list of candidates whose work you need to submit. As well as the candidates we select, you need to include at least one candidate with the highest mark and at least one with the lowest mark, providing they are not already on the list. Packing coursework samples. To pack your coursework samples, you must check the syllabus for any subject-specific instructions. You can download syllabuses from www.cie.org.uk. Attach the coursework identification labels to each sample of coursework. For artwork, attach the coursework identification labels to the back of the piece of art. Put a copy of the internally assessed marks in with your samples. This could be the second copy of the internal assessment mark sheet or your internal marks report from your MIS system, CIE Direct or Cameo. Include the individual candidate record cards and coursework assessment summary forms completed by the teacher who carried out the assessment. Pack the samples for different components into different packets and fasten the packets securely. Remember to use separate CDs, DVDs or tapes to record different components. Submit written coursework in plain, thin covers, not bulky ring binders. Pack breakable items carefully so they do not get damaged in transit. Contact us for advice before you send any bulky, fragile or unusually large items. Attach bar-coded labels to your packets of coursework samples. Select the right bar-coded label. The component name and number on the label must match the component name and number on the samples in the packet. Attach the bar-coded label to the front of the packet. Securely fasten the packet. We send you everything you need for packing and submitting coursework samples. If you're missing any stationery, you can use your own envelopes as long as they're secure and clearly labelled. Create your own dispatch labels. Write the following information on the envelopes if you're missing any bar-coded labels: centre number, syllabus and component of samples enclosed, number of samples enclosed. Now pack your coursework sample packets into an outer envelope and seal securely. Attach the dispatch label to the front of the outer envelope. You can pack more than one coursework sample packet into the outer envelope. Depending on the number of packets, you may need to pack them into a bigger parcel or box. If you use more than one outer package, please indicate on the front of the package how many you're sending, for example 1 of 2, 2 of 2. Send your samples to us by the published dates in the Cambridge Administrative Guide. Use a method that provides a tracking facility. Keep a record of your tracking number so you can check on the progress of your parcel. Send your coursework samples to this address. For more information, take a look at your Cambridge Administrative Guide. Alternatively, you can ask CIE or email our customer services team.